hoping you get going. So,
Well, you can start. We're starting the recording with a share of a new Facebook group by Charles in Canada, and we're sharing the screen now just before we start the meeting, just to show you the link to it is well right up there, but it's also in the chat. It's in the chat.
yeah.
I'll put it in the description when I post the video.
Okay.
Can you play,
Okay.
can you play the first one, just a short, just for a
Sure.
few seconds?
Oh, play. Hold on. Yes. Yes.
There it is.
Hold on. I
Make
got to
sure the
change. Yep. I have to make a little bit of a change. I have to change.
audio setup, yeah.
Yep. That's okay. Because maybe that's why I did it today, right? I want to do, and well, that wasn't it? Real tech. And then headphones, no.
Share audio.
Yep. And then, yep. Hold on. You can still hear me, right, you guys?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I took this guy offline because I have to use the screen microphone to do this, and now I'm going to share. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Oh, yeah. I'll stop sharing the screen and then I'll start sharing my audio. Okay, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm going to share the audio and then I'm going to push it.
Receive. I do not make demands nor point the road to God by which he should appear to me. The way for me to reach him is merely to let him be. For in that way is my reality acclaimed as well. And so today, I do not choose the way in which I go to him, but I do choose to let him come. And with this choice I rest, and in my quiet heart and open mind, his love will blaze its pathway of itself. For what has not been denied is surely there, if it be true, and can be surely reached, for God knows his Son, and knows the way to him. He does not need his Son to show him how to find his way. Through every open door, his love shines outward from its home within and lightens up the world in innocence. Father, I do not know the way to you, but I have called and you have answered me. I will not interfere. Salvation's ways are not my own, for they belong to you.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it sort of started a few lines in, so it didn't really start at the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
When was
okay.
that?
But it's out of the lesson, the last 4 paragraphs in lesson 188.
Okay, the last one.
And but there's other songs that are just singing only. This is sort of music guided instructions given by Jesus from the lesson.
Okay,
Thank you.
so can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
I put this bad boy back on, and thank you so much, Charles. That was so beautiful. We've been,
That's nice.
you know, and it's funny that I troubleshooted today how to do sound so that we could get it recorded and hear it. So, wonderful. Okay.
Very serendipitous.
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 I gotta stop sharing. I don't know. Am I sharing?
What?
Oh, it says computer being shared in mono. Ah, too bad.
Oh man.
How do I stop sharing portion of the screen share? Oh, and kiddo.
There it is.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay.
What do you think? Ready?
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Welcome-
you. Thank you.
All right. That was nice.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to Course in Miracles Thursday night Zoom group. I am in the wrong place.
No, just
So I am Chris Green. This is my lovely wife, the Reverend Reja Joy. Uh, we have moved on to chapter 29. This is almost November, so we're getting to the end of our text readings. So that'll be kind of cool. We finish with what? Manual for teachers? Yeah, manual for teachers. And
Mhm.
that'll take us through the end of December, and then we'll start back over again. We had one of our people that attended once, I think it was Crystal, and she's decided to wait till the first week of January to start with the very first
I just was-
chapter. And
Now that we mentioned the manual, I just got awesome idea. I'm going to email Crystal because the manual is what I started with when I first got the course, and it was so wonderful. And it's just easier, it's not, I don't know, it's right. It's not like it's wonderful, and it's not
Oh,
like the
cool.
lessons or the text. So I'm going to invite her to join us when we do the manual.
oh, that would work.
We'll
Yeah,
see
then
what
she
happens. Yeah.
then she doesn't have to wait till.
She felt like she was, she only started the course like 6 months ago, and she felt, that she was, she was behind, and so she wants to start in January. But I think the manual is real. She's going to just, we'll see.
Okay.
I'll just
All
put
right.
it out there.
All right, we're in chapter 29, the awakening. We're going to read parts 1 and 2. Part 1 is the introduction, and that's paragraphs 1 through 3. And then part 2 is the closing of the gap. That's paragraphs 4 through 9. If you'd like to read tonight, indicate so, and I will write your name down.
Welcome, Barbara, Todd.
Anybody?
Oh, did anybody? Yeah,
Oh,
Charles
Charles.
raised his
Okay.
hand, and Barbara, Todd.
Okay.
Who else wants to read? Oh, Jude. Jude.
Okay.
And we'll see if anyone else
Sure.
comes on. Jake is running around doing things, and she's going to be a little bit late, but she'll read, I'm sure. So
Sure. All right.
we'll put it down at some point.
Okay.
Do you have an erasable?
No, I don't know.
Huh?
No, that's okay. I'm I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. All right, at this time, would you please make sure that your microphones are muted so that during
Elizabeth.
meditation we don't have any background noise. So,
Mhm.
all right, go ahead. All right, you're up.
Okay. Okay. And so we'll begin by closing our eyes if we feel comfortable doing that, and take all the awareness within. And as soon as we do, we feel a shift. And they do say that our brain waves even change just by closing our eyes. But I think a lot of things happen when we close our eyes. We're getting ready to let go of the outside focus. We're telling the body that we're going to go within. And so we begin to draw all that awareness within. We'll take the awareness now to our breath and use the breath to relax ourselves even further. With every exhalation, we relax a little deeper. A little more of the tension is being released. We also want to inhale for a little bit of, we could maybe notice how long, and then exhale twice as long. Or as far as it's just longer than the inhalation. And then you can deepen it and lengthen it as you become comfortable. And this helps to release our stress. It actually reverses the effects of cortisol, which is released when we are in stress. Yoga does that too. It helps with the cortisol and the supplement GABA. But This way of breathing helps. And so we just continue to inhale and exhale a little bit longer. And it can begin to feel as though it's like waves coming into the shore. As we inhale, the water pulls back a little bit, and as we exhale, it comes forward and releases onto the beach. We might imagine that we're hearing the waves, the gentle sound of the ocean waves. We might imagine that we're there at the ocean, relaxing, letting go of our worries. It's always a good idea to let go of our worries. Love is our safety. As we do this, we come back to the center where we know that the only reality is love. And we're embraced by the grace of that thought. As you inhale, you might imagine that you're bringing in divine energy to the body, divine light. A good time to practice this is on awakening in the morning before you get out of bed. And you could spend some time connecting with Source, acknowledging the connection that is always there and much neglected. You could use your breath to connect, to feel that connection. Feel the energy entering your body. Feel the light of love healing the body. And you might be able to do this when you go to bed at night, before you drift off to sleep. It might even help you to go to sleep. So our bodies are relaxed and our thoughts are fewer now. We're opening to the loving thoughts of God. And so now we'll say a little prayer inspired by our special topic, what is the second coming? And our lesson today, lesson 303, the Holy Christ is born in me today. Beloved Father, Mother God, in quiet joy I come before you, hearts open and minds made still to welcome the second coming of your Son. We lay aside all judgments and defenses, that your light may take illusion's place. Let forgiveness rest upon all things without exception or reserve, restoring the memory of what was never lost and reestablishing what is forever true. Holy Spirit, gentle voice of God, guide our vision now that we may behold the world reborn in holiness. The Holy Christ is born in us today. Your living presence shining through our thoughts and words. May every heart we meet be blessed by this recognition of love. And may our joining hasten the awakening of all the world to the peace that Christ bestows. And so it is. Amen. Now we'll go into our 2 minutes of silence. The Holy Christ is born in me today. And we'll begin now. I'll time us and I'll bring us out. The Holy Christ is born in me today. When we're ready, we'll open our eyes.
Hey, Mark.
Here's Mark.
How are you?
Did you want to read, Mark?
I'm good.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Hmm.
I'm,
Uh-oh.
I'm good.
We hear anybody?
I can hear him.
Jacob, say something.
He said
Yeah.
I'm,
Okay,
Can
it's
you hear
us.
me?
Hold on. We're not
he
sure.
said I'm good, but
Let
I
me
don't
do
know if that,
let me do my
that mean
my
yes or no.
Oh yeah. I have it
I
on.
I don't need to read. If somebody else wants to read, that's fine.
Oh, he doesn't need to read. Okay.
I'm
You're not
I
gonna.
think
Okay.
I'm better off keeping my mouth shut tonight.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
You get inspired. Speak up. Okay. It could only be good when the inspiration comes, right?
Yeah, but it depends upon what's inspiring you.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Paragraph 29, the awakening introduction.
And you got to check it down, don't you?
Yeah. Introduction. Paragraph 1, Charles, can you read that for us? There is no time, no place, no state.
All righty. There is no time, no place, no state where God is absent. There is nothing to be feared. There is no way in which a gap could be conceived of in the wholeness that is His. The compromise, the least, and the littlest gap would represent in His eternal love is quite impossible. For it would mean His love could harbor just a hint of hate. His gentleness turns sometimes to attack, and His eternal patience sometimes fail. All this do you believe when you perceive a gap between your brother and yourself? How could you trust Him then? For He must be deceptive in His love. Be wary then, let Him not come too close and leave a gap between you and His love, through which you can escape if there be need for you to flee.
Hmm.
Woo! Yeah, he really, to me, it's really, it says if I really see my brother as something other than what he truly is, as the light of the beloved, and see them as some sort of form different than myself. You know, that little gap that where you feel it, that could, you know, you could doubt, you know, because how I see myself as my identity is how I see my brothers and sisters who share the same identity that I do. So it depends how I feel within myself,
Hmm.
how I identify myself when I'm with others. So he lays it right on the line there. You know, any little speck, you know, little gap, there is an ounce of doubt that this might not be perfect love, right? It's because my identity is based upon something other than who we truly are as one.
Hmm.
Anyways, thank you. I'm finished.
Thanks, Charles.
So the last 3 sentences or so is kind of being sarcastic. Is that how it came across to you?
It came across to me that, yeah, he's basically saying, you know, if you decide to see yourself as a symbol of love instead of the light of love, it says we don't use our body's eyes or ears, we use our awareness.
Hmm.
And sometimes we'll always look with our bodies and eyes when we meet somebody, but we'll refer to them instead of to our awareness.
Okay.
And awareness is, to me, is everything when I meet someone, because I'm always aware that which lights the person into being, that which gives them expression, then what comes out of their mouth doesn't affect me as much as the feelings I have for them while they're sharing with me.
Mm.
And those feelings, I feel, connect us, and then what they say allows them to be more relaxed and more freer in what they want to share, less judged or condemned for whatever they share. And when they feel that love, they feel the Holy Spirit inside them. And they're able to relax into and share from that loving space in them. I did that on the bus today with a beautiful label. Words, don't you ever think about the weather? I said, no, I just love listening to my music. She looked at me and smiled and said, thank you.
Mm.
Says, but I do not put my music in my ears when someone asks me because I like to honor you.
Mm.
And, I like to acknowledge you and honor you if you speak with me.
Mm.
And she just felt she was really, felt at peace that she was honored. I felt that way myself because I could have kept my earphones in and just ignored her, and said, yes, it's good weather. Yes. We hadn't had this weather in a long time. Yes. But she noticed that I was really paying attention to her.
Mm.
And I was really interested in what she was saying because of who she is.
Okay.
Anyways, that's my story for today.
Oh,
My
that's
miracle.
so-
My
that is so-
miracle for today.
That is so
Oh,
wonderful.
nice. That is nice.
That's it. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
How about you? Doesn't that sound
Yeah.
sarcastic?
Yeah, I kept this up on the screen. The last two, it says, oh, no, yeah, the whole thing is, huh?
How could you
Remember,
trust
it said, look at this. It says the compromise, the least and littlest gap would represent in his eternal life is impossible.
Right.
For if you have a gap in something that's eternal, it would mean his love could harbor a hint of fate. See?
Right.
It's all the negative parts. It could harbor hate. His gentleness could turn into attack. No, it can't.
Right.
It can't.
Well, I'm talking about, okay, so,
It's the same thing.
oh,
And it continues.
Oh.
And his eternal patience sometimes fail. The whole thing is saying, all this you do believe when you perceive a gap between your brother. How could you trust him then? For he must be deceptive in his love. Be wary then. See, be wary. Let him not come too close. And leave a gap between you and his love through which you can escape if there be need for you to flee.
Okay.
It's really making a joke out of us
all
keeping
right.
a gap between.
That's how it came across, and I was
You're
just
right.
making sure I wasn't
You're right. Yeah.
misinformed.
So eternal love,
all right.
having a gap, I don't think so.
All right. Jude, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand that the body just represents the ego, that we use the body to represent the sense of separate selves that we imagine that we are. And it's all in the mind. That's the illusion that we carry in our mind. And that we use this misperception of form as thinking there's something in between me and everything. My pen, my pillow, the air, everything is separate from me as an image of a body. And that's the way the ego uses the body as a representation of separation.
Mm.
So, we're not separate from the air or the water or anything. The ground that we stand on, we're in constant contact with everything. And that everything is an idea in the mind of God, within consciousness, within awareness, that pure light of understanding. I think, we use different words. This is the way I use the words to understand it for myself.
Mm.
But truly, it's one mind, and there is no other. There is nothing other than the total love of God that encompasses everything. There's no thought in my mind or anyone's mind, no state of mind that's separated from his mind. When you really start to contemplate it, it's really rather awesome and just so full. And the magnificence and the magnitude of it it's really And that we're swimming in the sea of grace, that his love is, that there's no way where we can go or be to escape it,
Hmm.
that it's constantly encompassing us.
Hmm.
So I this is one of my favorite paragraphs in the book.
Hmm.
And I know I say that about every paragraph. Thank you. Lee.
Thanks, Jude. Thanks.
Yeah, like that first sentence. There's no time, no place, no state where God is absent.
Yeah. The Bible says where there are two, so
Right.
that's where I'm
Yeah.
at,
Yeah.
or whatever.
But, yeah, it's like trying to reach God, but there's no state where God is absent. Wow.
Right. Yeah. I think I can go with that. Okay, let's read paragraph 2. Barbara Todd, can you do that for us? Here is the fear of God most plainly seen.
Here is the fear of God most plainly seen, for love is treacherous to those who fear, since fear and hate can never be apart. No one who hates but is afraid of love, and therefore must he be afraid of God. Certain it is he knows not what love means. He fears to love and loves to hate, and so he thinks that love is fearful, hate is love. This is the consequence the little gap must bring to those who cherish it and think that it is their salvation and their hope.
Hmm.
I have two thoughts on this. The first is when it says, here is the fear of God most plainly seen, that means in the gap, the fear of God is most plainly seen. And for me, the Course keeps talking about that gap we have created as a defense, thinking that that will save us when it's an example of upside down thinking. And I was reminded how often the Course says that we are to be totally defenseless in order to truly understand and live in the quality of love. That's one thought. The other thought is, what a terrible, terrible thing the Judeo-Christian religion has done by saying, in effect, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. We have totally, totally placed people in the worst possible setting in order to understand the love and grace of God. And so for me, as a formerly practicing pastor, I just hang my head in shame that I ever used the word or the phrase fear of God. That's just, instead of helping people get close to God, we've placed a gap between them and God that seems to be impossible to get over with. So I think this paragraph has been a challenge to me, but I have to understand the truth of it is, number one, we've created the gap as a false sense of defense. And two, we have focused on fear rather than on love. I'm complete. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I would have to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hmm?
No, I mean, I think every war that's ever been waged is based on fear. I mean, what would, why would you attack another person other than the fact that you think that they have something that's
Or they're
either,
going to take something from you.
or they're going to take something from you, they're going to invade your land, or uh, you have something they want, they have something that's better than yours, or whatever. And once you have fear for those people, you can make that be hate.
Mhm.
I mean, you can hate the people that you fear, which kind of sounds backwards, but all right, let's go.
Mm.
Let's go to Charles and let Charles straighten it all out here.
Oh, bless your heart, my dear brother. Um, it comes to mind every time we warn somebody of something, every time we give out a warning, we're announcing that fear is real. And every time, one of the things we love to do is warn people about how terrible the world is, how bad things are. You need to watch out for yourself. You need to be careful. Be careful when you cross the street, look both ways. And all this warning is saying, well, how else can we share them? Well, just be sure that you look for the safety of everyone. Be aware of the business out there and the love that people are there for us to connect with, right? It's just a total different mindset from those who seek to warn from the dangers, those who seek to bless the world through comfort and joy and mercy and compassion. And I really feel when the young people start tuning into the compassion and love and mercy they share with one another, that they'll be looked after. It's not watching out for traffic or looking for what's going wrong. They'll just look for what can go right in their life. And they'll just have that mindset that, that is the mindset to have. How will this day unfold before me if I make no decisions by myself and I'm guided every step of the way? How would my day look and how would it end up being? Knowing every step's guided by one who truly loves you and blesses every step along the way. So it's just the mindset's just turned inwardly and knowing that the angels walk with you and God walks with you. And everyone in the world will see their forgiveness in you and thank you for the love that God shines through you into their innocence in them. And as you bless the world, will bless you back. I go on and on and on. Thank you.
That's so true.
Thanks, Charles.
So true. Thank you.
Okay, Mark, you said you weren't going to say anything, but you're up.
You got inspired.
You got
I got
inspired.
inspired by something.
Yeah.
I hope it's something good. But it's funny. Like today, I took a little break and I actually tried to read some of this before the meeting tonight. So and then circumstances today were not very conducive to being spiritually centered for me. Lack of willingness, probably, but it's the way it goes sometimes. And I have this job here. These little gaps are always forming, right? Because I'm in sales, right? I'm trying to sell software, and I'm in a very competitive field with very huge companies, right? That have tons of resources, and me, it's kind of like me and another guy, right? So I'm developing relationships with customers that are always special, right? I'm always developing that special relationship. They want something, I want something, right? And in that special relationship, there always will be a gap, right? Because there's fear involved, at least for me. Hey, it's my job to make big deals. If there are deals at all right now would be fine. But that's how it goes. That's the mad career. The insane. He actually says it somewhere in one of the lessons. He is mad careers, right? It's but I had to laugh when I saw it. I was like, yeah, I got one of those. And being able to set it aside and getting centered is a challenge, at least for me. So that little gap where the fear enters, right? And I deal with it like all day. And to me, it's like normal. Desirable? No. The norm, yeah. And it even creeps over into loving relationships, right? Where I got a guy who's helping me out with my food, right? And a couple of nights ago, I had something that wasn't on my meal plan, and hey, I was afraid to tell the guy, right? Because what is he going to think of me, right? I'm doing so good now, and so I have this fear, this fear of what are they going to think of me? There's that little gap in many of my relationships, and that's why this reading is so important to me. is to try to close that gap and lose that fear, because it'll tell us, the greatest obstacle later. That's somebody else's job to read that, but yeah, it's a big obstacle for me, and that's that's why I got to look at this stuff with other people, because otherwise it just doesn't seem to sink in.
Hmm.
So thank you all for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome, Mark.
Oh,
And thank you.
Yes, thank you.
That's pretty cool.
keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. Uh,
Jude.
Jude, do you want to share and then read paragraph 3?
Sure. I
Okay.
just following in Barbara's tracks. The line is what she shared about how could we trust him if we were afraid of him, and that really is the core of denying my complete dependence and reliance upon God. That I'm not doing anything. God's doing me. I'm not making my heart beat. I'm not making my body breathe. My body is breathing for me.
Hmm.
God is doing me. And this is the misperception that we have. We think that the ego claims everything. I'm doing this. I'm succeeding. I'm failing. So it's not only a mistake in our self-appraisal, then we take on the judgment. We make an image of ourselves, and then we're mad enough after making a concept of ourselves to judge ourselves and condemn ourselves. It's like, okay, I'm really screwing this up, so let me feel guilty about it now. Which is what the Course is so clear about. It's like you mistake yourself for something you're not, and then you judge yourself and condemn yourself.
Hmm.
The Christ in us, it said it in the lesson today, cannot be crucified. You can't judge it. You can't perceive it. You can't even conceive of your holiness. It's beyond your mind, your little itty bitty committee in your head. You can't even imagine how holy we are. We are so holy, it's beyond our imagination. So this, love, how can I not trust perfect love? But I have to accept it and learn to know it is within me. It's the only way I can trust it and depend upon it and rely upon it. And I got to want that more than anything else.
Hmm.
Anything else. He's got to be the highest, holiest ascendance on my mind in order to really, truly know capital Him.
Hmm.
It's like I can't put anything else before Him. So, ergo, there I go. Thank you. I'm complete.
Thanks, Jude.
Thanks, Jude. All right, Charles, let's go ahead and share, and then Jude, you want to read paragraph 3?
Oh,
All
can't
right.
hear you, Charles.
Charles. Oh, you get the shirt.
I got the shirt. I got the
You
shirt.
got the shirt.
One just quick share for George there, or Mark, I should say. There's a diet that really works really well. With every bite, I get light and brighter. Brighter and lighter do I get with every bite. And just one person did that regardless of what they ate. And the belief system kicks in if it's a mantra. As you say it as a mantra.
Hmm.
Every bite, I get lighter and brighter. Thank you, Father.
Oh,
And
cool.
it's a simple little mantra. Thank you.
Oh, cool.
That reminds me of my Swami Satchidananda, and he actually said to his students, he said, when he takes a drink of water, he says, and I just do this all the time because I drink water when I wake up in the morning, and it says, in every way, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. And he said that. I mean, Swami Satchidananda. Because it's true,
Cool.
you just say, you can say anything you want. You can, in fact, he would, one of the things was he would hold, you hold your hand over the water and you infuse it with the love of God, and then drink the water. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, anyway, there's lots of things we can do.
Yeah. We can't live without water. There's a lot of things we can live without, but water we cannot. It's vital to our existence. Okay, Jacob.
Jude. Oh, Jacob. I'm sorry.
Jacob's got it.
I didn't see your hand up.
Yeah,
Kind of the other Judy because that used to be my name.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I used to be Judy. Uh-huh.
And I was Jackie.
Yeah, and then and then my initials were JK, a short story. And then I worked in a restaurant, and they used to call my food, and he'd say JK. He'd be really funny and say the K, JK, and I liked it, so I changed my name to Jacob in the courts. But anyway, I think I don't know. I have such resistance to struggling to see my own perfection. I think what I am seeking to do, or my forgiveness or whatever. I think what I'm seeking to do is to understand that I am the consciousness that beholds everything, and that consciousness is the divine, and that's why everything is the beloved, because it is within consciousness, and that consciousness perceives a body and mind, just like the Course says, we're not the body and we're not the mind. We're the consciousness that can behold it. And I think what I am striving to, because boy, that's a tough one. Because listen to us, we want to perfect the mind, we want to perfect the body, and I think I'm from things that I'm reading and studying, that the other way is to come to know thyself, know the being who you truly are, is divine loving consciousness. And that is huge, because divine loving consciousness encompasses everything, not only your body and your mind, but everything is within divine loving consciousness. And I think that is the spark that we are trying to learn to see in our brother, that our brother, has the exact same divine loving consciousness. They have a mind and body, and they will appear with different behaviors. Some might be very strange, as someone who is leading our country can attest to that. We can attest to that by watching some very strange behaviors. And it doesn't have to be all that strange, but but underneath all these, or wrapped up in all these efforts to be a good person, or to not even give two cares about what kind of person we are. Whatever personality we're seeing is this person who doesn't know their own divinity. And I think what people can do is not only try to live within their own knowledge of their divinity, but to see it in others, and to show them that we see it in them. And that means it's not even forgiving their misperceptions. It's kind of just not seeing them, because the truth of who they are is not those behaviors and not those perceptions. The truth of who they are is divine loving consciousness. And they either never knew it or forgot it, or just haven't known it yet. But I think what we have a chance to do in this incarnation is to see it within us, and then see it in them. And I think that would, and we've had those moments, haven't we all? Haven't we all had those moments when we saw it in the other person, and we had that connection with them, and they had that connection with themselves through it, through their divinity. So it's not easy, but I think it's in the now moment when we can come to know that we are this divine loving consciousness that perceives this body and mind, that wants to be better, that wants to be loving, that wants to wants to do it right. You know, and I think there's a certain amount of peace in that. I feel peaceful when I get there. But God love me, I've been 70, almost, my birthday's coming up, almost 77 years of thinking I'm a mind and body, and boy, this ego is really wrapped all around me. But anyway,
All right.
it's an effort worth taking, right? It's an
Oh
effort
yeah,
worth striving. Yeah. To see
absolutely.
the effort to see that we need no effort whatsoever. We already are
That's it.
divine loving consciousness. We
Yep.
already are.
It's
We're
not a
there.
self-improvement program.
What, sweetheart?
It's not a self-improvement program. It's
Exactly.
self-realization.
I think
Self-realization.
that's right. It's a
Wait, oh,
self-acknowledgement program.
wait a
You
Exactly.
minute,
know, it's a
Jude.
self-acknowledgement, but we already are there.
Wait a
What,
minute,
honey?
Jude. Are you saying Tony Robbins couldn't teach this course? All right. Thanks, Jacob. Deb,
Yep.
go ahead.
Yeah,
You,
it was
you
it
you
was
put
just
you put something in the chat. Go ahead.
oh that was in response to Steve, but what I was thinking is something just responding to what Jacob was just saying, that the reason that our number one goal is to accept atonement for ourselves is because once we have done that, we have no need to judge anyone.
Mm,
Once we have no judgment within ourselves, there's no
mhm,
reason, there's nothing to judge anymore.
Wow.
mhm,
Wow.
mhm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And Jacob said, to be able to accept that, you have to be in the now. So it's kind of like if I'm in the now, I accept that there is no gap. I have to, in order to accept that there is no gap, I have to be in the now. So it's kind of mutually when. So I guess if you could always be living in the now, you're going to accept the fact that there's no gap between any of us, even though you're like about a foot apart. But there we stick together. Stay with me, babe. What was that, Sonny and Cher?
I got you, babe.
I got you, babe. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, go out to YouTube sometimes if you want to be I don't know, would it be entertained or would it be
Yeah, it's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
We made a jib jab, Chris and I, with our faces, and we danced to that song.
It's
It's really
Sonny and
cute.
Cher.
It's
Yeah,
really cute.
it's
I got you,
I
babe.
got you, babe. I got you, babe.
She's a hippie, and he's a hippie. He's
Yeah,
got like a headband on.
yeah.
It's really.
It's maybe we should nah, let's leave that up. That's fine.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna share
Yeah.
it.
The one where I'm doing the
Oh,
those guys, maybe we should take
oh, what are they called?
um
Chippendales or something?
Chippendale
Oh
dancers.
my God, that was a really good one. Oh,
There's like 5 or 6 Chippendale dancers, and she found 5 or 6 pictures of me and put it
yeah,
on
so they're
everyone.
all him. His kids were mortified.
Yeah, we
I
put it
spent
on.
too much time
We
on your
put it
hands.
on. We put it on Facebook.
Call me
Yeah,
my father.
yeah, really.
Oh,
If I
sexy.
ever run for political, I better take that one down.
It's great.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure my
Love it.
opponent would bring that up during the debate. So,
Oh, anyway, we
all right,
digress. We digress.
okay, dude.
But wait. Wait. Oh, what did you want? What did you mean?
I wanted to read chapter 3
Okay, but
or paragraph
oh,
3.
we haven't gotten to it yet.
Three.
Oh my God. But in the chat, Steve had asked a question in the chat, and some people can't open the chat. Some people can because they're on like different devices that I don't know. And is that okay? I guess it's okay because it's in the chat. It says, Steve said, why do we suppose it feels more wonderful to imagine God walking beside me than just the I am that also is guiding me as me?
Hey,
And Deb, do you want to read your comment?
Well, I said, I think it comes down to the authority problem that if we have to acknowledge that we did not create ourselves. And when we acknowledge that we did not create ourselves, then we acknowledge that there was something that created us, and that's the sense of being together with that which created us.
wow,
I think, which
so
brings us
cool.
joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love
Otherwise,
that.
if
yeah,
we
that's nice.
if we've authored, if we are guiding me as me, which I do think we do in the illusion, there's a level of us that's still in the illusion that guides us in the illusion, the
Hmm.
higher self that isn't yet in heaven, let's
Mhm.
say. But
Love it.
Well, that the
when we think of ourselves only as me guiding me, it's still separate and alone,
Hmm.
not one
Hmm.
with all that is.
Hmm. Cool.
What were you going to say, Steve?
Well, it also is Deb, you brought in me the uh, understanding that there's something really sweet about devotion. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
All right. Jude.
Mhm.
All right, move on.
Jude.
Get it done, bro.
are you
Yeah.
sure now?
Jude, can you read paragraph 3?
The fear
Can
of
you believe it?
God,
Paragraph 3.
I love
fear
you,
of
Jude.
God.
Can you read paragraph 3?
Oh, am I in mute? The
No,
fear,
no,
No.
he's talking over you.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, she's telling you
Oh.
to read.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
I'll go up
ready,
here.
set, go.
Okay.
The
All right.
fear of God, the greatest obstacle that peace must flow across, has not yet gone. The rest are past, but this one still remains to block your path and make the way to light seem dark and fearful, perilous and bleak. You had decided that your brother is your enemy, sometimes a friend, perhaps, provided that your separate interests made your friendship possible a little while. Excuse me. Provided that your separate interests made your friendship possible a little while, but not without a gap between you, lest he turn again into an enemy. Let him come close to you and you jump back. As you approached, he instantly withdrew.
Hmm.
A cautious friendship, limited in scope and carefully restricted in amount, became the treaty you had made with him. You shared a qualified entente in which a clause of separation was a point on which you both agreed to keep intact.
Hmm.
And violating this was thought to be a breach of treaty, not to be allowed.
Hmm.
It's the ego's use of time and space in an image that we are not. You know, what the point of the authority problem is we think this is our reality. It's not just it's the whole body, ego,
Mhm.
image in the world. The whole world is an illusion, according to the Course. Anything that God creates, He created as one and the same. It's not different, it doesn't have separate parts. It's one and whole and it's total. And anything that's temporal or changing does not exist and is not real. It says it right in the introduction to the Course. If you understand the introduction, anything that is real cannot be threatened, and what is not real does not exist. And it only what God created exists. And that's the most important point, that this experience is not real. The end. I'm complete.
Thank you. Thanks, Jude. I have I have a different way of looking at that, I think, because there, when he said there's only mind, you within it, and it within you. And I know that mind can, through its will, through its own will, miscreate. But it's like it has the freedom to do that. But what has the freedom to do that? It's as if there's one energy, there's one reality, there's one what energy, I guess, and it can be used for. It's almost like electricity. It can be used for good or bad, fire, good or bad. So it's like but that oneness really helps me because then there's no separation. That separation, like something that's unreal, you know, is like separate and and to be looked down on. But the other way is to honor everything, even in its misperception, even in its illusion. In other words, embrace it all. That's what Sebastian Blacksley talks about his guidance. He channels Jesus and Mother Mary and the archangels, and they often talk about embracing everything, even the illusion, because the illusion is only there because of the only source there is. I mean, there's not another source creating the illusion. The only thing that can make that illusion is source gone awry, because we have the free will to go awry. I don't know. But anyway, it's hard to express, but it just makes me feel good. Um, Anybody have a comment? No. Oh yeah, Deb. Hi,
Well,
Deb.
when you said, I've been thinking about this today, when you said embrace everything, what it reminds me of is when we drop all judgment of everything, everything then is embraced.
Yes.
So embrace everything is no judgment,
Yes.
which could mean simply accept everything. But once you get to that point, you really are detached from the illusion because it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yes.
And then you're ready to step aside, you know.
Absolutely. Wow. You know that lesson today I will accept all things exactly as they are. And some people are miffed by that because how can you accept murder and, death and everything? And it's like what you just said, Dev, is when you step back from the illusion and you have no judgment and you have acceptance, you're accepting everything is absolutely the way it is. It's absolutely perfect because God is inevitable. And, we do all this stuff, but God is inevitable. And that no judgment is huge, and acceptance and embracing everything is huge for me. Thank you, Deb. That was beautiful. Yeah.
Share one other thought, which
Mhm.
is, when people are saying, how can you look at death and destruction and accept it?
Mm.
And I've come to the belief that everything is souls on a spiritual journey. Everything it was chosen particularly by, courageous souls to encounter difficulties so that they could come to a higher understanding in their spiritual quest.
Mhm.
So basically watching everyone in a state of becoming, despite what it might look like on the outside.
Mhm. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
should we read or should we start with the next part?
Sure. Let me get the
all right.
screen on. And who's up? Jacob?
Jacob, do you have your book?
Doesn't matter. Here it is. Number 4.
Oh. Well,
Did you say me?
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Okay.
we wrote you down when you were way away, so you were
Okay.
voluntold. No,
I was
voluntold.
Old.
It's called voluntold when you're not here. Anyway, it's
I was conscripted, huh?
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's
Okay.
or what's it called when the sailors would get drunk and they woke up and they're on a ship? What was that called?
Conscripted. Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Conscripted, I think. I don't know.
Shanghai.
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 That's
There
it.
you go. Shanghai.
Yeah.
Who said
Okay.
that? Barbara? Did you say Barbara?
Yeah, it sounded like Barbara.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, whew,
Where is she?
boy.
I can't see her.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm glad somebody said it because I'd be working on it till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, what was that word? The word. All right. Okay. Jacob,
Um,
paragraph 4. This starts with It's the new part, closing of the gaps, and it starts with the gap between you is not one of space.
Okay. The gap between you is not one of space between two separate bodies. This but seems to be dividing off your separate minds. It is the symbol of a promise made to meet when you prefer and separate until you both elect to meet again. Huh. And then your bodies seem to get in touch and signify a meeting place to join. But always is it possible to go your separate ways. Conditional upon the right to separate, will you agree to meet from time to time and keep apart in intervals of separation, which protect you from the sacrifice of love? The body saves you, for it gets away from total sacrifice and gives you time in which to build again your separate selves, which you believe diminish as you meet. So, you know, the gap between, when I talk, it says who's talking, and it's right over where I want to look on the screen.
It does?
Isn't that, yeah, it tells me who's talking. Maybe it's something I decided on it as an option,
Yeah.
but it's very distracting.
Hmm.
But let me persevere here. The gap between you is not one of space between two separate bodies. This would seem zero. It is the symbol of promise made to meet when you prefer and separate until you. So I think he's kind of being lighthearted and chiding here, as far as, but it's always possible to go your separate ways. I think he's making light of the fact that we don't see ourselves as one. We don't see ourselves as joined in any way whatsoever. And it's always possible to go your separate ways, and it's conditional upon the right. They have a right to separate, will you agree to meet from time to time and keep apart in intervals? So I don't know how anyone else sees this, but I think that's what I'm getting from it, is that he kind of is chiding us to think that we can force a separation between us, whether there really is none. I think that's what he's proposing. Does anyone have anything?
Go.
Thanks. Jude has her hand up.
Jude has her hand up. Go ahead,
Oh,
Jude.
good.
Well, this paragraph sort of encapsulates the whole idea. I'll see you later. We'll meet tomorrow for coffee, and that we're separate and apart, that we're never separate or apart ever. And that the idea of specialness and sacrifice of love, that there's no human love without that ambiguity of a love-hate relationship. That you're gonna sacrifice yourself, to be with someone. It's the whole idea of sacrifice, which is an ego concept, that there's no sacrifice in oneness. How could there be? Because there's only one, or no loss in oneness. But this whole idea of death, the fear of death, the fear of sin, the fear of guilt, and then the fear of God. It's like, it's a cumulative belief system in who we think we are, and that we're afraid of each other, and we use each other to hurt each other because we think we're our bodies, and that I can shoot you, or you can shoot me, or you can hurt me emotionally by leaving me, abandoning me, or betraying me. And that's the gaps, all of the different kinds of gaps of fear, all the different kinds of, when you think about how many fears the ego has on a daily basis, that little gap of fear is rooted in the body as the image or the concept of the self. So the whole thing has to, taken out in the wash.
Cool.
The end.
Thanks, Jude.
Thanks, Jude.
Uh,
Charles.
Charles, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Judy.
What's going on over there?
What I get out of this is that um, to be together in a body 24/7 with someone is having not the ability to separate, to produce an individual self that we can interact with. There would be no individual self because we're constantly in contact 24/7. So we're always rebuilding the image of ourself as we separate in order to agree to meet again in intervals, to present a self to them that we feel more approved of. So it gets away from total sacrifice because the body itself would be a total sacrifice if you're there 24/7
Hmm.
because you get to know each other by mind and the body would just actually disappear. It's like you're twins. You and your sister are twins. Your minds are so joined that the bodies just ain't there anymore. You just constantly connect with each other.
Hmm.
And when you're married and you're constantly with each other again, it's no longer the body that's married, it's the minds.
Hmm.
The minds really bond with one another through the heart. And so a lot of times we agree to separate from people only to keep our self-image. And that self-image is our need to have a sacrifice for love.
Hmm.
And as we start to drop that sacrifice, we start to love them even in our minds when we're not with them.
Hmm.
We start to bond with them in our hearts and minds when they're not there with us. Then they're with us there 24/7. And it's not about the body anymore, and you don't feel you need to build a self-image anymore. You just have to be who you truly are when you're with them.
Hmm.
And they honor that and they remember that. And that, to me, that's a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
That's truly a miracle. We could truly love someone, whether they're or not, in the same fashion. So, but when they're there 24/7, and I honor those who are married and live with each other 24/7, who can truly be heartfelt and loving in their minds, knowing that the important part of the marriage is what they contribute to each other from a heartfelt way of being.
Hmm.
And if they could do that and share that with the public they serve and the people they serve with in a very loving and compassionate, merciful way, then the joining is no longer the body. It's not an image anymore. It's basically a heartfelt way of service.
Hmm.
So, but the body tends to be sacrificed through self-image. When the self-image drops away, then love enters into play.
Hmm.
Well, that's what I hear what he's saying here. Thank you. I'm complete.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charles.
I think this paragraph for me describes the ego. Oh my God. And I've experienced relationships where they felt challenged and needed that space. And what feels challenged? What needs the space, if not a separate sense of self, an ego, right? I mean, if you're just being, if you're in the moment, like you said, and you're just extending the love that you are, he said, you have no need except to extend love that you are. That's it. That's the only need we have. So if we're extending love, when would you ever need to separate time for yourself? For what self? For the little self? Yeah. You're still buying into a self. And that hurts. And it just hurts you and it hurts the other person. So that it's just such a graphic description, and it hurts a little because because of the memory of my buying into being a separate body, a separate person, and being hurt by in relationship with other bodies, and now it's just it's okay. It's just a memory of
Yep.
and
Yeah,
the past is gone. It can hurt me not. What were you saying, Charles?
in the sparkly, in the preface, it says this is a course of how to unlearn isolation.
Ah,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
How to unlearn isolation. I thought that was really cool when I read that. Because I'm an isolator. I've isolated myself quite a bit in my life.
Mm.
Now I'm unlearning that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Thanks.
Where are we at?
Oh yeah, we better.
Oh boy.
We're
Oh boy.
we're cooked.
We're cooked. Thank you, everybody.
Bing.
Maybe we need an oven timer or one of those little sand
You know the dinner's ready when the
hourglass
goes off.
Oh, that's
fire alarm.
Yeah. Well,
That's smoke alarm.
smoke alarm. Yeah,
Okay,
smoke
right.
alarm is a oven timer.
Right.
Thanks everybody for your shares tonight. I
Yeah.
mean, it's loving. We
Mhm.
love you all. So let's
Yep.
let's
We'll
show,
end with a
go-
prayer.
end with a prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So we'll close our eyes and we'll join one another. We'll imagine that we're standing and we're holding hands. And we feel that connection with one another as we do this. And I call it a communion. I love the word communion, union, unity, oneness. We feel the oneness. We share that one self with one another and with our source. And that unites us. And there's no accidents that we chose to be with one another tonight. And I'm really blessed. We're all blessed. And so we have a prayer as we close tonight. Beloved Father, Mother God, we rest tonight in the truth that there is no gap between us, nor between us and you. We open our hearts to remember that your love cannot be compromised, that fear has no place in what you created whole and holy. Help us relinquish the illusion of separation, the false safety we once placed in distance, and welcome instead the eternal unity of minds joined in you. May we no longer fear love, nor shrink from its boundless embrace, for in its light all shadows vanish, and the dream of isolation gently fades. Holy Spirit, we accept your invitation to see beyond the body, beyond the ego's need for gaps, and remember that nothing stands between our minds but our own choosing. Let us meet each other in the space of truth, where no sacrifice is asked and only peace remains. May every encounter be a healing of the fearful gap. And may the realization dawn that in our brother's innocence lies our own. Tonight, we release the last defense against love and enter the holy presence that has never left us. And so we awaken. Amen.
And so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
Very
Thanks,
sweet.
everybody.
Oh.
Sweet.
All right. Happy
Thank you.
Halloween.
Love you.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Oh my
Go
God.
go celebrate. Go celebrate an idol worship or whatever it was that started it. Somebody somewhere said, "Ah, just
Don't
give kids candy. That'll shut them up." Or so, it
show
was
up.
something.
Show up as the Holy Ghost, everybody. See you
Oh, there
later.
we go. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.